Hi guys, Keith Larkenberg Farms. It is Earth Day 2021. Hopefully we got our last frost last night. Starting to warm up nicely, nice and sunny. Snowed his butt off a couple days ago. Lasted for about 3 hours before it all melted away. So, I'm been working on some projects. Really don't have anything complete I want to show you quite yet because I want to work out all the kinks in them. So I'm going to take you around and just do a short little farm tour, show you where everything's at going here on the farm. Here's plot one. Got most of the kale planted out. This stuff over here is doing really good. Looking really nice. The second stuff didn't get hardened off and it really got shocked. So it's about 2 weeks behind this, even though it was only planted a week later. These other two beds over here, one's for kale, or not kale, one's for dill and one's for basil. I've been afraid to put my basil out because it's too cold, but I think I can do it now. So that's going to hopefully go in here, this bed right here this week. Then we got the chickens. They're being chickens. Plot two, starting to look really good in here. Got some real unevenness with the radishes. It's a different variety on this outside edge. I'm just not sure. I don't think it likes the cold as much as the French breakfast do. The spring mix in here is looking beautiful. Really, really nice looking. And the heads are coming along really, really nice in here. However, our leaf lettuce is really, really lagging this year. I don't know what's going on with it. We'll see that over in another structure as well. Jump in here to the prop house real quick. Got a nice little set of lettuce going along here. And some strawberries down here. More spinach. Ooh, it got cold in here last night. I wonder if something's not... Yeah, nothing's turned on in here. I mean, look how that got. That actually froze my basil. That is not good at all. Cucumbers. They didn't like it because it got below freezing last night. Everything else down here looks like it's doing good. Over in plot 4, the strawberries are looking really nice. Big gigantic leaves on them. Still need to do something about these other two beds and extend the other one down. I haven't quite figured that out yet because I don't have enough strawberries to fill in. Got the zipper door on the first tunnel here. Get that opened up real quick. There we go. Oh yeah, looking real nice in here. Irrigation's getting ready to go off. This was planted after plot 2. We still got a lot of good moisture in here too. Does look like it's getting a little hairy down towards the end. Kind of needs to be weeded out, at least in the walkways. The rest of everything looks pretty good in here. Over here in the other tunnel in 4, had all the sandbags lined up in front, specifically to keep the air from flowing through that gap at the bottom, because we got a whole bunch of plant starts in here. We've already harvested out all of our radishes in the top bed. We've got some really nice looking lettuce heads starting to form up here. Still a little bit on the small side, but we might take some of them. The leaf lettuce is just barely big enough to try to cut some this week. We're not going to cut much, but we can start cutting some. We got beets starting to form, which is nice. And the spinach has been rocking lately. We've only got this one little section in here that's ready to harvest, but we've been harvesting it like crazy. And then there's our brassica mix that is way too big and needs to be harvested out. It's just going nuts for some reason. I've got it stacking up everywhere. I put a week in between each planting and somehow they're all ready at the same time. I've never had that happen before. It's just something I have to watch for next year. Here's the first view of our starts. We got a bunch of cosmos there. And then tomatoes, which they're starting to finally perk up a little bit. They've looked really sad, even before I transplanted. Looks like the basil over here is doing nice. That's actually going to be for sale. Got a little damage, but not bad. These are all basically potted up for sale. That's just the first of the transplants I've got going. We'll go over into the high tunnel in 5. We have this completely covered over because I've got so many transplants underneath here right now. Let me get this uncovered and I'll show you. So here's inside of the high tunnel. Got a really nice looking Chinese cabbage going right now. Kale's done with. It's been picked. All the more can be picked. But these ones were planted a week earlier. They're looking really nice on the insides. They're really starting to actually move up. I got some lettuce here. I just folded the frost blanket over it. It's fine. Here's one thing I noticed. These guys did not get covered. And they're looking very, very sad. So that's something I'm going to have to watch next time we get a very late hard freezing frost like we did last night. So make sure, even in the tunnels, our sensitive stuff is covered over. These are kohlrabies. Yeah, those are kohlrabies. They're doing really nice. Starting to get nice and big. I did do one thing this year I've never tried before. She interplanted 4 rows of spinach inside this row of cucumbers. There's some really sad ones. They got frozen. But it looks like possibly, I don't know. Hopefully the grow tips didn't get knocked out of them. Won't be able to really tell till it warms up. The rest of the way today they'll either drop or they won't. Here is my main planting of transplants. Over here I did another interplant. Got 5 rows of radish mixed in with these cucumbers, which these cucumbers are covered, and they're just fine. They look great. That's the way they're supposed to look. I'm seeding up some zucchini. There's my tomatoes. They're starting to come out of it. A lot of them are really struggled. I think it's temperature-wise more than anything. But now I've got new growth coming on. They're getting dark green. A little bit of phosphorus deficiency too, which happens when they're in those 200 cell flats for too long. But they pop right back out of it. Yeah, they're starting to look real good. A bunch of peppers. Got a whole bunch more peppers back here. These are all potted up. One thing I'm finding out is that eggplant's not liking me for some reason. So it does all right in the center. And then more and more tomatoes. I always grow way more tomatoes than I need. I think I'd learn my lesson and start planting them in 100 cell flats. There's still not too much going on in 6. Got some beds prepped all the way down for lettuce, as the flags are. This one was planted out with radishes when it was really muddy out, and judging by the looks of it, we got radishes in that row, a couple there, but then nothing and nothing. So the cedar got clogged up. Also got some spring mix planted in here, which it hasn't popped yet. That's Nebraska mix. That's about it going on here in 6. Turn around to 7, and it is completely covered with fabric at this point. Went ahead and covered everything. That way we were sure that nothing would be hurt by that last little freeze in the snow we got. I'll get some pictures of this once it gets uncovered. It's too windy for me to do that by myself right now. So here is 7 uncovered. We got beets and spinach has just popped. It's all direct seeded. We got some transplant spinach over here. Carrots that have not come up. We come back over this way. Got carrots just starting to germinate in there. There they are. You can barely see them. Got some nice spinach coming on. and the onions, all this stuff wasn't affected. Potatoes, even though they're covered, I think it might have been the snow on top, they got a little burnt up top. I think that's primarily from the snow when it came down. And the garlic on the end. It's all looking really good. This will be the last time we have to cover this thing this season. Now over here in block 8, it's primarily potatoes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beds of potatoes out here. 1 bed of onion sets at the end, and that one next to it's supposed to be onion sets, just hasn't been planted out. These, luckily enough, have not popped up too much because I know potatoes, when they frost, they do that. They'll die back all the way, but they'll pop back up. There's no problem. That's why over there in 7 that we just looked at, I had those covered up because I knew they would die back. And that way we can try to prevent them from dying back. But onions and everything, they're all cold hardy. They have no problems. They're doing good. The sets are just starting to go. Something keeps stealing these because I keep plugging all the holes, but I keep coming back and finding empty holes over and over and over again. I don't know if the deer are doing it or the mice are doing it or what exactly. But I've like replaced these holes up front here a couple times now, and they're still empty. On the other block here, I'm just going to cover crop this. I finally got the sun hit burn off of it. Which, by the way, you want to brush this stuff before it gets tall, and don't leave it up because it gets really stringy and impossible to get rid of. It wraps up and everything like rope. Now we come over here to the, let's see, it's 9, which would be the U-pick area. These first 4 beds here, there and there, are going to be for flowers. In between each bed, I got a 4-foot walkway, which is basically I can put another bed if I want to in here. Planting that with annual rye. And we got a row of kale. These ones are doing pretty good. Haven't even had to get the irrigation out on it yet. Same thing here. And over the next one, we got onions. These are looking really good. Again, more onions. I felt like planting a lot of onions this year. I'm really digging it. They're really doing good. They seem to be really easy to plant. And then here, I did stand and plant peas. Used my standing planter. Planted all these peas out. They haven't popped yet. And these are peas as well. I got snap peas and pod peas and bush and pole both. So I just gotta remember where they're all at so I can set the trellises right. And it looks like next door, let's zoom in out there, land must be dry enough. So I see the big tractor out there. Looks like he's pulling shovels out there, getting ready to plant here before long. So all in all, everything's going pretty good here on the farm. My leaf lettuce is a little bit behind. I should have been able to get a harvest last week. I'm not sure what happened with it. It's been going really good. I think it just might have got a little bit of transplant shock. Possibly the irrigation wasn't set up enough, or it was too cold at the time, or they got too dry, or who knows exactly. But that's just something that happens occasionally. There's really not much you can do about it, except just give it a little bit more time. Because I know right now, here in a couple weeks, everything will grow up about the same rate in all these tunnels, and we'll have stuff stacking on top of each other, so we'll have more than we could ever know what to do with by that time. Well, that's just the nature of it. Some stuff goes quicker than others this time of year. It's not clockwork until it really starts warming up. So hope y'all like what you saw today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all. Have a good day. And here's some of the remnants of the snow we had a couple days ago.